Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dr. Jason Dean, drjasondean.com. Welcome. Happy Monday, May 4th. As they say, I think May the 4th be with you. I think that's the thing that everyone celebrates today. Let's celebrate discoveries. So, let's not even call it discoveries. Let's call it things that we've always known, but they don't want to tell you. And then they come out with breaking news, even though we've known it for a long period of time, right? Ancient health. Discoveries that were discovered a long time ago, but held down or suppressed in reality. Everybody, first off, go to drjasondean.com. You will find the full moon protocol there. You will also find the MBX Plus test right at the top. Big red button. If you want to get in on this, I am studying, myself, my associates, my wife, we are studying MBX Plus tests every single day. Hundreds, thousands of people around the country. It's in the U.S. only right now. And there's several states that don't even offer it because they are basically taken over by the medical industrial system. Places like New Jersey, New York, etc. There's a few states that you can't do it. Everywhere else, we get tremendous information from these tests, okay? So head on over. It's the Metabolic Vulnerability Index test. We call it the MBX Plus test. You can find it right on the website. I will go into that in 1 second. Also, brand spanking new from the comfort of your own home. You can find my totally free Parasite workshop. Literally just go to parasiteworkshop.com, just how it sounds, parasiteworkshop.com. And if you want a quiz where you will find out if you might have parasites, you can grab my brand new, recently released Parasite Bible. Head over to parasitebible.com, just how it sounds. Parasitebible.com. You will get information on parasites. You will also get a quiz in there, what to look for, how we handle them, etc. Just parasitebible.com. So, interestingly enough, I'm in my studio right now. And on the other side of the studio, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need more. Bookshelves. Right? Why do I have bookshelves? Well, why does anyone have bookshelves, right? The reason I have them is because I love, not information, because you have to discern what information is real, what's not real, right? I love knowledge that's truthful knowledge or information that I can parse through and find out what is real, what is not real. And quite frankly, I love health information. So on my bookshelves, I have books from even over 100 years ago, right? On how the body is supposed to work, all right? Now, one of the things in those books, it talks a lot about the human immune system, right? The human immune system, we all have it, right? Have you ever felt a little down, a little off, not feeling good, cold, sniffle, or even worse, potentially a chronic illness? It's because your immune system is slowly going down over a period of time. Speaking of the MBX Plus test, I find that a good majority of Americans, unfortunately, due to crappy food system, chemicals, metals, toxins, you name it across the board, medications, etc., they are struggling with low-grade infections. What do I mean by low-grade infections? I'm not talking about a cut on the arm or your foot or something like that that might become infected. I'm talking about the internal infections, right? I'm talking about internal parasites in the bloodstream or in your tissues, the heart, the lungs, the digestive system, gut, you name it. Parasites, bacteria, virus, fungus, right? The things that do circulate in the body that we have found out that are affecting. Now, you're still going about your day. You're not getting a temperature. You don't feel a fever, but it's happening. I see it on the blood test. That's why I promote and I get people to take this blood test so I can find out where it is. And is it a parasite? Is it a bacteria? Is it something else? Are heavy metals, are molds, are chemicals holding your immune system down and allowing those parasites to go crazy? Yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And then what happens is, over a period of time, that low-grade infection takes a person out. Next thing you know, they're battling heart disease, they're battling diabetes, they're battling cancer, you name it. Low-grade infections turn into big infections. If you have dental problems, you've had them, right? That's where it comes from. Now, when I've studied these books and I apply this information, this knowledge into actual physical practice, like literally locally as well as across the globe, where we help people get healthier. And the one organ that parasites absolutely affect. Now, this wasn't known in the mainstream. It's kind of crazy. I got up this morning and I always do some news looking up, right? What's really happening in the news behind the scenes. But I also look up health news. Now, why do I do that? Well, one, I like to keep an eye on what big pharma is doing, right? Are you completely pharma fatigued out there? What do I mean by pharma fatigued? You're overwhelmed. Statins, high blood pressure medications, GLP-1s, it's everywhere, right? The average person I get that comes into the office is on at least 5 medications, which is complete, speaking of parasites, lunacy. Now, this organ that everyone forgets about, there's actually 2 organs that people forget about. One is the appendix, which we'll talk about at a different time, and I have some videos on that. The other one I'm going to talk about right now. That is the thymus gland. Where's the thymus gland? Is right here. Now, when you're a baby, that thymus gland is kicking. It's hard, right? It's building and releasing immune cells, right? Now, one of the ways baby's immune system is built up is, hey, mom, right? Breast milk, obviously the best way. Not everyone can do that, so find a good organic formula if you are not able to do that, okay? I recommend places like Weston A. Price, and there's some good ones on the market that you have to go find. Now, the thymus gland shrinks as we get older. So they have thought, now, my books talk about it. I have endocrinology books, like endocrinology meaning adrenal glands, thyroid glands, heart is one, gut is one, thymus. The thymus gland is an endocrine gland. What that means is it's involved in the immune system, right? It's also involved in the sex hormone, cholesterol, good fats. It's a whole big thing, right? The thymus gland. Mainstream medicine threw it out, right? Or maybe they didn't want you to know about it. Now they're bringing it back up. We've known about it forever. We have thymus products in our office because sometimes people have legitimate, real issues with their thymus gland. This morning, I find from, I think it was Yahoo News of all places, the secret hidden organ that they didn't realize has a massive, major impact on health. Not only health, they're finding out that it has to do with longevity and long-term immunity. Did you know that did you know you even had a thymus gland? And if you didn't know, or you did know, I bet you it's not something you look up every day, right? Because as Americans, we're so focused on things like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, all the big ones, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, neurological stuff going out of control, autism, etc. The thymus gland has a direct impact, they now admit, on longevity. Interesting. Americans' longevity is actually going down, right? I mean, I've always spoken when I do seminars, I tell people, how many people out there know somebody from 60 years and older? Let's say 60 to 75, right? They're still living. They still have quality. Their brain works. They can think. They can do things. Maybe they're in a wheelchair, or they're using a cane, or they're on a handful of medications. Did anyone think to look at their thymus gland? Now, what does thymus gland have to do with parasites? Well, here you go. We know that heavy metals, chemicals, mold, toxins of all kind, they actually hold our immune system down. Then the parasites, the bacterias. Parasites come in and they take over weak areas of the body, weak organs. They travel through the bloodstream to find other weak and diseased organs. Now, I'm not going to give you a disease label because they're all just labels, right? It means the system is not working correctly. However, there are organs that if they go weak or they're stressed out, the parasites will go after those organs. 100%. The thymus gland is required not just for babies, it is required for all of us. And yes, you must give your thymus gland nutrition. Now here's the problem. Upwards of 80% of our entire food supply is nutrient deficient. What does that mean? Missing vitamin A, you're missing B vitamins, you're definitely missing vitamin C, you're missing all the vitamins across the board, you're radically missing minerals. There's no longer the enzymes in the food there used to be. Food used to have enzymes. The enzymes would break down itself, like the food would actually break down itself along with the help of your digestive system. But now they're saying the thymus gland is a problem because it actually leads to longevity if it's healthy. Well, America's not healthy. 90% of America is diabetic or pre-diabetic. Let's just call it diabetic. 90% of America is deficient over 90% of the liver. That means a very low immune system. That is a major problem. You have to give your thymus support, which is really interesting because going back to the books that I talk about, ancient cultures, yes, they used to eat the entire animal when they got the animal. They used to put the organs to the side, right? They would eat the meat. They would even consume blood in some cultures, right, of animals that they killed for food. They would take those organs and they would consume those organs. And among those organs they would consume, one was the thymus gland. If you go look up ancient cultures, and I don't mean ancient like thousands of years ago. I mean, you could look at a couple within 100 to 200 plus years ago. And we've gotten away from that. Now, I am not suggesting you go and, eat thymus. You can if you want to. There's also thymus supplementation. I know off the top of my head of at least 3 thymus supplements that I have in my office right now. Okay? But the big problem here is your thymus wants to work. Why isn't it working? Well, because the parasites have overloaded everything. Why do I talk about parasites so much, right? I mean, heavy metals are a problem. I talk about those. I talk about chemicals, plastics. Mold is a massive one. My wife likes to talk about that one. I see parasites so much because, quite frankly, yes, I go after people's toxicity. If you're dealing with one of those toxins, 100% we have to go after that, right? But I also know so many people, if I don't go after the parasites first, what happens is those toxins have overwhelmed the system. That allows your immune system to go down in the tank. Not a good thing. And what happens is the infections, specifically the parasites, because the parasites are hierarchy, they are up here. They want to take over everything because they need you to keep themselves alive. So parasites will just grow, multiply out of control. So when I get somebody, I have seen diagnostic tests come back. I've had gut tests, I've had blood tests, I've had hormone tests that I get from people. And their system is overwhelmed. The problem is the parasites got out of control. And then lots of parasites can actually make parasite babies or eggs 20,000 per day. So when I had people sending me pictures of not just parasites coming out of them, but literally eggs, like it's almost like tadpoles in the water. When they have all those eggs, you can see the eggs just sitting there in the water. Gobs, like if you pick them up, they're slimy, they're all in this pocket. I've seen those types of pockets, not tadpoles, but parasite eggs expelled out of people. It's completely incredible. The pictures we've seen obviously parasites come out. we've seen radical brand new parasites come out. Like parasites that people don't think are parasites. Like when they say, oh, that's a rope worm or that's just mucoid plaque. No, no, no. We have those mucoid plaques with heads and tails on them that have actually been looked at in lab and shown to be parasites. Living parasites. Tapeworms. Many feet long. Now on top of that, you'll see biofilms come out. Many people will see biofilms actually come out. We have supplementation that is solely for biofilms to come out, right? Take them off the colon wall, the intestinal wall, because parasites latch onto your wall, they put a biofilm over themselves, and then they are protected unless you go after them. Guys, no amount of parasite medications out there from pharma are going to handle your biofilms. And then the other thing that we see come out, other than just crazy, weird stuff that the body's expelling from like being built up through parasitic infection, bacterial infection, and mold and toxins, I see egg layers come out, right? Why is this happening? Your immune system is down. Part of that is your thymus gland. Now, am I going to say everybody across the board is a thymus gland? No. But the crazy part is, I always find it fascinating when we've been studying. So I've been studying endocrinology from the old doctors 100 plus years ago. They were already talking about the thymus gland. But then you see mainstream come out like they did today with, oh my gosh, we're just finding out that a healthy thymus gland leads to longer and better life. Well, you got to fix your thymus gland. We have to get the parasites out of your body. It's absolutely paramount. What are egg layers? Raisa says. I mispronounced that. I apologize. What are egg layers? You literally see layers of eggs and slime and biofilm come out of the body. When I say it looks like a thing of tadpoles, I mean, not exactly, but very similar to that. We see giant globs. It's like the old Blob movie, right? Giant globs come out of people. I have had people who have been struggling with their health for years upon years. And why does it take that long? Everyone's different. The amount of toxins we pull out of people and the amount of time it takes is incredible. I've seen people a year, 2 years later, not feeling well, and then one day, it's finally built up, right? And next thing you know, they go to the bathroom and they feel amazing after they've gone to the bathroom. Because what they do when you look in the toilet, if you're one of those, they see that giant blob of egg layers, biofilms, and more. This is why I tell people, you have to do cycles of parasite cleanses over and over and over. I've been working on this for over a decade plus. Now, am I impacted by parasites like I am today, like I am 10 years ago? No, not at all. Not at all. But I still go deeper. Why? Because parasites aren't just in your organs. They're not just in your bloodstream. They go into the cell. And the cell does not clean just that easy. They go into the cycles of your physiology in the cell, like in the mitochondria, which lowers your energy, terrible sleep, terrible digestion, brain fog, you name it. Tamara says, do parasites have anything to do with COPD? 100%. Absolutely. Now, am I saying it's the full cause of COPD? I can't say that. However, what I can say is every single person I've dealt with heart issues, whether it's COPD, high blood pressure, just heart stuff in general, I always go find the level of parasites. Why? Because I know it's there. Why? Because they're unhealthy. They're having a problem. If you're having a problem, there is a parasite component to that. So, brand new, mainstream medicine. I use the quotes because they call themselves science, when in reality, I've been studying science for the last 20 years. And it's in books where we already knew the science from 100, 200 plus years ago, if not longer. The thymus gland was always an organ that would go down because of the immune system going down, right? If you have one of those debilitating diseases, if you have Lyme, if you have cancer, if you have any of those things, your immune system's not functioning. You will have to, at some point, go after the parasites. So, I will talk more about this in the future, as we always do. Go over and get more information. My brand new free workshop. Literally type into your browser, parasiteworkshop.com. Just how it sounds. Sign in, absolutely free for you to watch. Also now, brand new, just released last week, my Parasite Bible. Why? Because you need more information. You also need how to get it out of you. Go to parasitebible.com, just how it sounds, nothing special, parasitebible.com. Don't miss out on that important information. There's also a quiz in there that you can take to find out what level are you at. Are you at a small, are you just have a little bit in you, or do you have a major overwhelm of parasites in you? Either way, let's get to the bottom of it. Let's remove the parasites, remove the other infections. Let's remove the toxins, the plastics, the molds, the metals, you name it. But we're going to have to tackle those pesky parasites, everybody. All right? Go check those out. We'll help you as much as we possibly can. Go to drjasondean.com. You'll find the MBX Plus tests. And I want everyone to have a great rest of your Monday. More information coming. Have a great and wonderful day. Love, serve, and help the best you possibly can. I'm Dr. Jason Dean. Be well, everybody. Take care.